Up and out of sunshine. That's right. Today is Monday, the 15th of December. So, what's topic going to be today? I'm going to try to hold my breath, not hold my breath, but keep my voice as long as I possibly can. But I thought today we talked about why saying no actually helps your business and your reputation when it comes to machines that and to customers. They just aren't going to make your business profitable. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. If you didn't already know it, yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Monday, the 15th of December, 2025. So, what am I saying now when I say that sometimes the best answer is no? And how does that make your business better, profitable, and a better reputation? It's because this is going to come with over time, right? And experience and wisdom. We all know that little sketch. It's when you first started out, at least we did, we were willing to take on anything and everything, okay? Because we wanted the business. That's what we thought we had to do, is do every job that came our way and more. And what we found was we were very busy, but we weren't making any money. The business wasn't. It was keeping my employees afloat, but it wasn't making a dime for the business. So things had to change. And what were those changes? It was, all right, we need to decide what machines, what customers are we going to cater to? It's. And once we got established and started going, it worked out well because there were a number of other guys that were doing, like many of you, nights and weekends, stuff like that, that were picking up the overflow that we had that we were saying no to, because once we figured our time in, it wasn't worth the cost to repair it. Where guys that were working for a quarter of what a shop is bringing in because they don't have any overhead, we're doing it and making a few bucks. That's the same thing with us and a lot of the shops that are around, is that they're heavily laden with employees, floor plans, and all that they have to maintain and have to get so much money coming in per month just to cover the basics. And that's one of the reasons why I always tell you, do it with as little debt as possible, because debt will get you. I'm not saying debt is bad. I'm just saying that you need to be fully aware of, is it worth that payment every month, or is it worth saving up and getting something? That is totally in your realm of what you decide, what your comfort level is. I had guys that I used to know that didn't care if they owed $1 million. That they were just going to ride it as long as they could. I guess that's how you look at it. So when it comes to repairs, you need to decide, what are we looking for the machines? What are we looking for the customers, as far as who our ideal customer is? And what we end up coming up with is most of our customers are ones that have late model machines that do want a service done every year on it and feel like they can trust us. I mean, they should be able to trust us, right? But having that sense that if we take it to Eric and Claude, it's going to get done right and easy peasy. And they don't have to worry about the bill. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff because they already know my spiel, because they've been customers for years, loyal customers. Because we do exactly what they need every year and add a little bit to it, right? when we were working on the older machines, most of the people that had the older machines couldn't afford to get a new one. So that's why they were working on the older ones. And most often the case is they'd had their hands in it before it got to us. And Claude hates that. I hate that. Is if you're trying to figure out what the problem is and you find they've had the valve covers off, they've had, they've done all this other stuff, you don't know what they could have screwed up too in the process. So you're not looking at a machine and going by what actually took place to make it fail. You're looking at what has that person done to the machine since to try to fix it themselves before they brought it to you. Because then you're going to have to go back and redo everything that they have undone, to find out what the actual problem was to begin with. And we've had customers tear the machines all apart, and it simply was just a fuse that needed to be replaced. But they didn't have the experience or know-how to understand that, hey, wait a minute, there's a fuse in that system that blows, and if it blows, it will not start, no matter what. You don't need to check coils. You don't need to take the flywheel off. You don't need to do 110 things. You need to check the fuse first. But that comes with experience, right? The goal of any business is to at least break even and be somewhat profitable. I've never wanted to be rich. I don't. I know who my friends are. I know who the group I hang out with, and they aren't hanging out with me for my money, I can tell you that. So, making a boatload of money has never been my forte. Some people, that's exactly what they want. But for me, money is just a means to get stuff that you can enjoy. And that's what life's all about, is life experiences and, the good and the bad. It's not about gaining and collecting wealth till you're so wealthy you don't know what to do. When is the time that you say no to a customer? Well, the older machines, you're going to be henpecking. So if you can afford to let them older ones go, let them go. New customers that have worked their way around the gauntlet. And we've talked about this before, of the other shops in the area, having them friends. There's enough business for everybody. And the last thing you want to do as a business person or an individual is run somebody else down or their shop. It's not kosher. Let them stand on their own merit. They don't need you putting in your 2 cents. But with being friends with the area shops, they'll let you know if there's a certain customer that is wearing out their welcome because they're not paying for the work. Or they're the type that no matter what the bill is, they're going to bitch and complain. You will hear about these guys if you're friends with the other ones. So when that customer comes to you from hell, you just simply say, no, I'm not interested. We're busy. Even if you look back and there's nothing going on, best to say you're busy. And just say, we're going to pass. Because you don't want somebody else's headache, right? Nobody wants somebody else's headache. But I have in the past had customers that were somebody else's headaches that turned out to be really good customers for us. It was just the approach, okay? And I've had customers that didn't do well with us that worked out great for other shops. It was their approach that customer was looking for. And that's okay as long as it's profitable. You need to decide who your customer is, who your ideal customer is. Where is your ideal customer hanging out? How do you approach your ideal customer? Where do you get them? And I said here before, I use Marketplace and I also use Facebook groups, the local area. And I post once a month in there just to say we're still kicking, we're still doing the work, yada, yada, yada. And I'll get a lot of messages off that one post of, we've got a snowblower for sale that a guy wants to buy. And I got another one that wants us to work on their tractor after Christmas because Christmas is killing them. I got another that's looking for parts for a Tecumseh 8-horse. I mean, I get a lot of leads for nothing on Facebook because that's where the bulk of my good customers are. Today's not going to be a long video, but in the comments, what are the ones that you say no to? You can see them coming a mile away. Jason, I don't know if you say no to anybody, but Amos, I know you have if they aren't interested in quality. And that's the other thing is you need to be stellar all the time. You can't just be stellar part of the time and then, screw up the rest of the time. You have to have a consistent flow of doing good quality work. And you're only as good as your last job. So you want to make sure that when that job goes out, it meets or exceeds what your expectations are for that shop. So on that note, you guys have a great Monday. Like I say, I go longer, but I'm running out of breath. And we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning for another episode of The Weekday. You guys enjoy your Monday.